I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got.
I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm really need down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spin. Better the season, say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spin. Better kill it and did it again. I put it in, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Rick Rock. TikTok. West Hip Hop. Are you ready for some football? Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, I get it. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. Come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. If you want some, but I'm Big Snoop Dogg and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, now get it. Big Snoop Dogg, it's in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Pops, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter rock, turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about, space out your mind? But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Gentlemen. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And we are underway from the Superdome. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25. 5-yard line.
Green 18. Coming 50. Hey, you flying over here. 55. 55. Coming to you. Coming to you.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's got it to Williams. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Open man is Allison, complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Rodgers to Allison. Good for a Green Bay first down. Rodgers now on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw is Rodgers. To throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Now Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
No, 58, get 300, get 300. Mike, 55, right there in the middle.
Looking to throw on second down. Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
26. 55. Hey, I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Rodgers operating from the gun. Got a man, that's Allison. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They go back to the ground with Jones. Joe Hayden there to bring him down.
The tackle made by Joe Hayden. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Steelers' 42-yard line.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Rodgers now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 27, Rodgers. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
Packers first down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Steelers 7, Packers nothing.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Steps, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
2nd down.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. B.J. Goodson there on the tackle.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Here we go. Black 20.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Check. Crunch.
Take both of them. Tighten up.
Snickers. 66.
Hey. 36.
Black and third.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Black 30.
Hey, watch the slant.
Jack 16.
Watch out.
They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Like 80. Hey,
check.
alert. Snickers, got spin.
42. Right the pass.
22.
42. Here we go, G. Get off the field.
Back.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. I smell fear. Middle. I smell fear in that offense. 42's a mark. 42's a mark. Quarterback.
Now Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
That's another Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
All right, now. Block 80!
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Watch the pass. Block it back.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Kevin King, the former Washington Husky, there defensively.
That's a really fine play there, because anytime you see a comeback route, that means you cannot just stay in one spot and make a play on the ball. You've got to move your feet and move with the receiver, and that's exactly what he did.
On second down now, Edmonds. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Mike. 180. Easy. Trip. You got trip. You got 3. Don't let 89 go deep. 5. 89 go deep. Strong right. 44. Hey, look. Solid. 5 down. These 2. Danny. Cross.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Hey, 50. Take 2 of them. Middle. Go. Show that bench release and go. Snicker.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6.
Still facing. Whoa!
Now it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ready? Like 80!
50! 65! 65!
Beat these two!
Watch the shit! Hey, watch
Easy, easy.
Slam! 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 He's coming! He's coming! He's coming! We got double up! Double up!
Hey! Slack and turn!
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Watch his slam! Watch his slam!
King. These two.
Check 37! Check 37!
Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer, and likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here.
Mike 42.
Middle.
Check. Mike 42. Here we go.
Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal, and yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I'm coming after you. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Throwing again. Rodgers. Well, this is caught by Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards, first down, Packers. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Looking deep for Adams. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce. Their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, Steve 6, Steve 6. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Go on. Steve 2.
Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Let's black, what's that?
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
All right, now, black 20. Check. Got double time. Hey, alert. Go. No spacing.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Block 80!
Watch the run. They're running it. Watch the eye. You got tight right there. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Kill.
Hey!
Kill. Turn up. Big Ed.
They'll run on first down. Edmonds. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Hey, you got 3 down. Hey, Mike's 50. Go. 50's the mark. 50.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Third and long.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
Hey, box truck. Middle.
Mike 50. Oh, yeah.
Black and burn.
Now Roethlisberger. This is caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
No facing. No foul. Hey, look, 3.
They'll run with Samuels. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Again, it's Jones. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now it's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, we got 4 down.
Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 4-2. I'm coming for you. You mine.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. That is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Johnny Holden, 31 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even...
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Packers. Devontae Adams, 75 yards. And the Packers get a score closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, exit. No spacing.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Here's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
What you got, Abby? What you got, Abby? Give me some. Give me some.
50.
Check. 42. Check.
Hey, orbit.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now.
42's mine. 40.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down or more. A very solid gain of 27.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Roethlisberger now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Check 3.
These 2.
Roy.
On the ground, it's Edmonds. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
50. Small. Middle. check. 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Time to go. Night.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Zadarius Smith, his second sack of the night. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Easy. No spacing.
Here's Roethlisberger. This one complete, right side to McDonald. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Steelers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Max 42. Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. 42 to the mic, boy. 42.
Alert. Hey, high 7.
42.
Roethlisberger will throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Block 80.
Mike 50, Mike.
Show that back where we can go.
Pick up 4. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike.
Hey, Delta.
Marcus, defense, Marcus. Watch
Double bump.
Watch the twins.
Whoa. These 2.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Kevin King with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adam. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. They'll run with Edmonds again, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Ready? 230.
Here we go. Here we go.
No spacing.
On first down, Edmonds. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Great time there to come up with his longest run of the night. We just saw it.
Leads to a lot of satisfaction because if they're able to hang on and win this game, you know what else will happen in the locker room after this?
What's that?
Head coach will step up and go, great job, guys. Because of that, come in a little bit later tomorrow.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Seven. Hey, Zoo. Jerry.
93 is the mic. Pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Start! Like 80!
Defense wins championships, baby.
Check 93. Quarter. These 2.
Check 93 is the mic. 93 is the mic. Run it.
Double bump.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
It's a game of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
That's trash. Check 93 is the mic. 93 is the mic. Man, I got you.
Hey, alert.
Check 93 is the mic. 93 is the mic.
Middle.
That's the way.
To throw again on second down. Roethlisberger got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Johnny Holden, his second touchdown of the night. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Their catch made at the 25-yard line.
Bring it up.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. It's just me and you.
Five.
Mike, 55. Check 55, Mike.
Come on, 88. 319.
To throw again, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
630. Hey, wahoo! We ain't giving up nothing today.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.